कैसे कैसे धागों से बुनी है ये दुनिया, कभी धूप कभी बादलों की लड़ियाँ, कुछ तूने सी है मैंने की है रफू ये डोरियाँ, तूने सी है मैंने की है रफू ये डोरियाँ.
Welcome to another melodious episode of Beyond Her Story on Wonder Woman Wednesday. Today we have the immense pleasure of introducing you to the exceptionally talented Ronkini Gupta, a Hindustani classical vocalist and playback singer who has mesmerized audiences worldwide with her soulful voice. Ronkini is not just a playback singer, but an expert in classical music, holding the prestigious title of Sangeet Visharad. She has performed at various prestigious stages like Savai Gandharva Mahotsav, Banyan Tree Festival, the Maharana Kumbh Festival, HCL concerts. So Ronkini's musical journey transcends beyond boundaries, encompassing Khyaal, fusion, Bollywood, which is a testament to her remarkable versatility. Her national merit of the Doverlane Music Conference at the age of 16, the Saregama Pa victory in 2004, the Filmfare Award nomination for the song Rafu from Tumhari Sulu and also for the movie Sui Daga. It gives us a glimpse of her singing prowess and her versatility. Now, in addition to her playback singing career, Ronkini has ventured into independent music with her band, the Kheyaal-e-Jazz Projekt, which is a fusion band that has garnered recognition and awards for its unique musical blend. So let us delve right into the podcast and know more about Ronkini and her musical journey. Welcome, Ronkini.
Thank you so much, Sneha. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I think let's start with the questions. I think our viewers will be eager to know more about you. So let's just start with the question. So
Yes.
I always start from the beginning, like how did your musical journey begin? Because that's one thing which takes which sets up the path for any individual, right? So how did
True.
your musical journey start, Ronkini?
So first and foremost, it started very early. I think that's the piece that everybody wants to know. When?
Yeah.
It started very early. I was about 5 or 6, and obviously I didn't have the mind to get into the training part. So my parents were the one who initiated this for me, and I must have displayed some ability before that. And with that, they kind of got the hint that okay. And I come from a Bengali family, so we are very inclined towards art and culture. So I was put into everything from music to dance to painting, and then music is what kind of held my attention for the longest. And then I developed that kind of interest and love and passion for it. So that's how.
So you have been training since you were 5, is it?
Yes.
Oh, that's really amazing.
Yeah. It's been very long. Now I'm 39 and I still have a guru.
Yeah.
So I have had the privilege, the good fortune of coming across beautiful, very giving, very knowledgeable teachers in my life. So, yeah.
So we also know that you won the 2004 series Saregama World Series, right?
Right.
So how did it come about, and were you actually expecting to win in that series? And did it change anything in your path or in your musical journey?
So no, I was not expecting to win. Well, I did almost close to 14, 15 episodes. First, it was a rollover series, which was like winners to stay kind of a series. And from there, I was selected. I won about 5, 6 episodes of that. And then from there, I was chosen for World Series, which again had a quarterfinal, 2 quarterfinals, 2 semifinals, and a final finale round. So about 10, 12 episodes before the finale win happened. So
Okay.
obviously, I don't think anybody really is in a position to expect a win.
Yeah.
But as things kept happening, well, I did get a feeling that, okay, I am gaining some ground, I'm gaining some foothold. But I'll have to share that I was extremely nervous. And I still feel that stage is something which makes me a little shaky, and I get butterflies in my stomach till today. So I don't think that part, maybe I've just got a little better. But other than that, it still happens to me. But the stage definitely gave me a lot of boost in terms of uh, just general exposure towards music. And it was a competitive scenario. So choosing the right songs, there are a lot of nitty-gritties to be able to win a competition. I mean, everything does not really depend only on the musical skill.
Yeah.
So
True.
I developed an idea of, what to present, which songs for which places, what are the songs that suit my voice, what are the rounds I can really score in, what are not my strengths also.
Yeah.
So those experiences definitely helped me to gauge. I think I gained in my analytical skills a lot,
Okay. Yeah.
and
But
of course, the judges, of course,
yeah,
their blessings.
correct. Did you have any support in terms of doing all these things that you just mentioned, like selection of songs? Did you have any kind of help or support from someone, or you did it
At
all
that
yourself?
point of time, you are they give you rounds. So we had themes and rounds. So
Okay.
no, I think you pretty much had to do your own selection,
Oh, okay.
and then they would definitely have a say if it was. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking while they were rejecting our selections or our
Okay.
choices, but yeah, definitely the first onus was with us.
Okay.
Let's say the theme was rang, a color. So
Okay.
whatever song you sing has to have some color. Lal hai ya hara hai ya neela hai.
Oh,
So like
okay.
that.
Okay.
Aisa. Just giving you an example. These were the kind
Yeah,
of themes.
yeah.
Or sometimes some music director would be our guest judge. तो
Uh,
उनके ही गाने.
correct, correct. Yeah, that I have seen. Yeah.
Right. So gauging capacity, or let's say Shadi ka Gana. So
Hmm.
now Shadi ka Gana is a big spectrum.
Correct.
What will suit your voice in that much? In 2 minutes, you should be able to show your skill, your prowess, your presence. So many things you are marked on.
Yeah.
Right. So those pieces. Then there were some technical rounds, like changing the rhythm and singing the same song again. Suppose some song is in Dadra or Kaharwa, singing that in Rupak
Okay.
in a 7 beat cycle. So interesting rounds used to be there, and we had to pretty much decide and be on our toes. So those
Okay.
capacities really grew.
Okay. But did it help you in your musical journey?
In terms of career,
Yeah.
a little bit maybe, but not like how we think about it. That it opens doors to, let's say, playback singing. A lot of people do think of it like that because
Yeah.
the judges are from the industry a lot of
Correct.
times. But no, not for me. It didn't happen to me like that.
Okay. Uh, I think your main playback singing I was in Tumhari Sulu, right? Rafu, the song Rafu, for which you
Yeah,
were
so
nominated.
before that also I had sung in a
Okay.
song in a film called Aankhon Dekhi,
Okay.
which happened around 2014.
Okay.
And but it was not an original song. It was a bandish, Kaise Sukh Soye in the rag Bihag.
Okay.
And I performed that raga for about 20 minutes, and they kept 5 minutes of it for the film.
Okay.
So that was
So
my first.
first, okay. How did that come about?
That came about because of social media. I put out a performance of mine, a classical performance of mine, Rag Jog, I still remember. I had sung
Okay.
a Tarana in Rag Jog, and that kind of got shared a lot. So I don't like the word viral because it does not make me feel very good and positive. But yeah, so it went a little, it got floated a lot.
Okay.
So the director of the film, Mr. Rajat Kapoor, also happened to see that video, and he
Okay.
wanted to cast somebody who has the prowess of a classical background, but have a very contemporary take on it.
Okay.
So that's when he called me, and the song happened.
So did that lead to Tumhari Sulu and the others? So after that, again, there was a pause, is it?
Yeah, because Tumhari Sulu came in 2017. And this
Yeah.
was in 2014. See, the point is, Neha, I was never really looking at playback, so
As a
to speak, as a career.
Yeah.
I was always into classical music. Initial time when I participated in Saregama-pa, even then, playback as a career, I wouldn't say it was not on my mind, but there was no direction.
Okay.
I had no clue what to do,
Yeah.
how to go about it, if at
Yeah.
all. So the good part is that in that confusion of how and what to do, my riyaz was always on. That never took a backseat.
Yeah. Okay.
So whatever I thought was in my control, which was my own practice, I kept that going. And then that made its own way.
Yeah.
I didn't figure out anything. That practice figured out its path. And then things sort of fell on my lap almost, if I have to.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
the signal that you give out to the universe reflects back
Yeah. True.
on you.
True.
So that's literally my life story. So I don't know what I was chasing. I had no clue. Today, the generation is such, a lot of people are very clear about what they want.
Correct.
So I did not have that clarity because I had a great academic background as well. I was a very good student. So if at all I had any clarity, I knew what I wanted to study, which is why I took up economics, mathematics, and statistics for my college. That
Okay.
helped me to be in Bombay. And then things panned out in different ways. But there was no direction of how I should get into playback.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, like they say, right? If you sit in a one place, what you want also comes to you, kind of. Like instead of chasing things, there are some things which actually flow into you rather than you going behind it. I think maybe, yeah, maybe playback was one such thing for you, right? That it
Yes,
started
very
coming on
much.
its own and getting into your path of your actual musical journey.
Very true. Very true.
So you were also nominated for Filmfare, right? For Tumhari Sulu and also Sui Dhaga.
Yes, both.
So how did it
Even
feel?
that is a even that is a mysterious, serendipitous part of the story, right? That I have only a handful of songs. I have sung about 4 to 5 Marathi songs and about 3 to 4 Hindi film songs.
Okay.
Because Sui Dhaga again had another song called Tu Hi Ahem, and then Chav Laga was with Papal, for which I was nominated for Filmfare, and then Rafu. So these are my 3 film songs. And if
Okay.
I count Kaise Sukh Soye, which is a bandish, then those are the 4. So like
Okay.
countably few, right?
Okay.
And I have a few Marathi songs. And now for certain web series I have sung. So in total, I probably have about 10, 12 songs.
Okay.
Commercial 10, 12
Yeah.
songs, let's say.
Yeah.
Then or
Okay.
cinema Marathi. So it can't really be taken as a body of work. You know what I mean? Like body of
Yeah.
work would mean,
Correct.
if we look at legendary singers, the figures cross 5,000 and 10,000, and I don't know what are those figures.
Yeah.
So it's hardly any body of work, but whatever I have sung, then I sang 2 songs in Marathi. Both of them got nominated for Filmfare, for
Awesome.
Marathi Filmfare.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
So I've been very fortunate that whatever songs I have sung have, become what they have become.
Correct. And I think, like you said, you were not chasing it, it's come to you. So, it's like whatever has come to you, you have done it so beautifully and exceptionally well, right? So I think that is what matters than just
That is
going
what matters.
behind things and wanting for things. For some, of course, that is the path they choose, that.
That is the path they choose. So I feel the important aspect there is whether you chase or not chase.
Yeah.
Maybe chasing is also a great option. Why not?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when it comes to you, your prep should not be in a compromised place.
Correct. Yeah.
should be
Yeah.
on the point, on
Correct.
spot on.
Correct.
Then it will culminate into something beautiful.
Yeah.
So for me, the chase part wasn't part of the plan, but the prep part I was really, really
Yeah.
working towards. There
Yeah.
are a lot of people who can do both,
Yeah. Yeah.
the chase
Correct.
and the prep.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have been recognized for blending classical with contemporary, right? So how is it that you strike a balance?
So, like I said, Sneha, I don't really strike a balance. What I do is classical music, wholly and solely. But classical music is not just a genre; it's basic education. So it empowers me to be able to navigate through
Yeah.
different genres. And the contemporary part is my own unique being. So I'm a 1984 born,
Okay.
and I have lived, let's say, 35, 39 years of life. And in that journey, what have I accumulated as knowledge, as nuggets of wisdom, as experience, as teachings, and then assimilated that and framed my own viewpoint or vision of something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we can do as artists today.
Correct.
Skill is one part of it where you learn, and then the other part where you lend it a uniqueness is your own identity.
Correct.
So that is the tricky part, actually. You have to figure out who you are,
Yeah.
because then only then you can express what you want to say.
Correct. I think that's beautifully put, Ronkini. Like the way you put it across, it makes so much sense, you know. Like you have the base training of classical, and that is what maybe it is what has given you the freedom to do a lot of things and create your own things also, right?
Absolutely. You have used a fantastic word, Sneha, freedom.
Yeah.
You know, usually people, when they start learning, because now I'm also a teacher,
Yeah.
and when they learn raga music, they come with a mindset, oh, ragas are, they are so restricting because
Yeah.
they
It's
have a
within
structure.
that. Yeah.
Right? But I always kind of turn it around for them and tell them that, you know, is your home a jail or your comfort place?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So there are two ways of looking at it. Either you can look at the raga as a
Bandish.
cage, boundary,
Yeah.
or you can look at it like home.
Correct.
Because home का जो comfort है, उसकी जो boundary है, वो आपको जितना liberate करती है, the freedom that we experience at home, we
Correct.
experience nowhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's what ragas are meant to do to you. Freedom, पहले तो आप freedom को संभालना सीख ले. If I give you infinite freedom without any laws, then it
Yeah.
is going to be chaotic.
Correct.
Every
Correct.
game also has rules, na? Because if
Correct.
they don't have the rules, then there is no fun.
Correct. I think again here the
Absolutely.
balance is what is required, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So freedom within the boundaries only is a nice freedom. It's a great freedom.
Yeah. I think the example that you gave is so nice, you know, about home and the comfort and the freedom. If you're able to relate to it, it actually makes more sense.
So much sense.
Yeah.
कि आपके पास घर ही नहीं हो, वो उस freedom का क्या मतलब? If I leave you alone in a field and say you are very free,
Yeah.
you might be very scared.
Yeah.
What do I do? Where do I do? How do I do?
Correct. Yeah. Very nicely put, Ronkini. Yeah. So you also had a band, the Kheyaal-e-Jazz Project, right?
Right.
And this was a fusion band. So how did it start and what is it that inspired you to do this, like fusion of classical and jazz elements in your band?
So one was, of course, the inherent need of the artist to experiment with other things, because we are in an open world now. No more are we bounded by anything in that sense.
Yeah.
Even not even in gharana. Like I come from a very pure classical background. तो हमारे में तो घराने भी होते थे ना कि इस घराने को belong करते हैं, उस घराने को
Yeah.
belong करते हैं.
Yeah.
So just to understand and put it into perspective today that, gharana as a concept is
Okay.
probably an irrelevant topic today. Why? Because we live in a global world. We live in a world which has now propelled exchange in a very big way.
Yeah.
So I am a Bengali born in Jharkhand, married to a Punjabi living in Maharashtra, let's say,
Yeah.
in Mumbai. So am I restricted by my region? By my region? No.
Yeah.
And then social media, globalization, internet.
Correct.
So my music has the ability to get inspired and influenced in such big ways that
Correct.
fusion as a concept today is the need of the hour, as opposed to a gharana.
Correct. Yeah, I agree.
Right. So that's what propelled me also. कि इतना कुछ सुन रही हूँ, let's find the common ground. Let's reach out to more people. Maybe make it a little more interesting. It was also my quest into doing something different.
Okay. Okay.
The learnings that I had of raga music. But that was that. It was an experiment. It worked well for me in many, many ways. But I feel as a person, I always respond to purity a lot more than mix-ups. So I felt that with my fusion band as well. I enjoyed myself. There is no undermining that. But at the same time, raga music, kind of pulled me back. So then I again went back to so now I'm only performing pure format.
So how many years did this band was in?
It was
Yes.
functional for 4 years.
4 years. Okay.
And we did a lot of performances, lots of them. We won 2 Artist Allowed awards also.
Do you have people
So we
come
were
back
doing
to
very
you
well.
and ask you about this again and
Yes, yes, they do. I still get inquiries, and I still feel a pinch that, should I perform, or what should I do? But now, what has happened with all the other band members, they have also people evolve, no?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they have also evolved
exactly.
into their own musical journeys, uh, into their own family spaces. So a band, either, if it is bound by certain commonalities, common grounds, then it survives for longer.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, true.
So everybody has found, 2 of them have become music composers. So, it has also kind of, then 2 years of COVID happened. So everybody became parents.
Yeah, true, true. A lot of them
So
actually.
then the band was a common baby, but people had their own individual babies.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe sometime in the future, maybe, we can come back together.
Yeah. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that you
Yeah,
come up with
and our
something.
options open always.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have also performed, I think your musical journey is definitely very diverse. And you've also performed in a lot of music festivals, prestigious ones at that, and also a lot of
Yes,
events, right? So
right.
is there any memorable performance that is etched in your memory, which you feel aligned to or something? Or is it like all
Yes, all of
events
them
are
are. See, all of them give me a different sense of satisfaction, of gratification, of a sense of achievement. Uh, the first is always,
close to your
something
heart?
that stays. So the Berlin Music Conference it used to be a competition at that time. Even now, I think the competition still exists. But in 2000, in the year 2000, the Doverlane Music Conference, the competition that was held, I performed there for the first time and won a national merit there. So that was a very memorable performance because I was the youngest. I was only 16 years old at that
Wow.
time. I also remember the rag. I sang rag Todi. So that was one very memorable experience. It kind of also uh, solidified my relationship with classical music that, okay, I can do this, because sometimes you need that push as a child
Correct.
to give you that confidence. I'm not saying here that you have to win something necessarily, but
Yeah.
an approval
Yeah.
from very important people
Correct.
of that place of Indian classical music was a big boost.
Yeah.
Okay. So that I would have to definitely call out. And then Savai Gandhar happened to me in 2022. which is one of the biggest and the oldest festivals started by Pandit Bhimsen Joshi ji. And when I had the opportunity to sing there, it was like a dream come true, because there are so many artists who are senior, who spend their entire lives and still never get an opportunity, because opportunity has, it has a correlation with skill, but it has so much to do with destiny also. So much that is not under your control also. So to just be in that spot where everything came together for me, I feel very grateful and fortunate. And other than that, I love all my performances because everything teaches me something new.
Yeah. So, do you still perform even now at festivals and events?
Yeah. That
is something that is,
yeah. Those are my performance outlets now. Festivals or concerts or baithaks or.
Very nice. And I think one of your most important thing is that you have been trained under renowned gurus, right? Musical gurus who have taught you music. So
yes, renowned. Well, each of them were in their own space, but they were all very knowledgeable. Sure.
So what is it that you learned from each of these gurus? If you can just tell us and help us with.
Yeah, sure. My first Guruji, Sri Chandrakant Apteji, he was Maharashtrian. I was living in Jamshedpur, but he was a very, very well-known guru there. Had been there for about 40, 50 years in Jamshedpur. And I was lucky. I was one of his last batches, actually. So, he was an extremely progressive person. Although he was teaching a pure format, like Indian classical music, he was purist and yet very accommodative, very open, very non-judgmental kind of a person. So that was a very big learning from me. And all this is in hindsight. While I was going through it, I don't know how much of it I realized, but now I feel that he gave me so many opportunities to express myself, to discuss things when I was in doubt. There were minimum don'ts. There were no don'ts almost.
Okay.
We could hear everything, hear our favorite artists. He used to love film music. He had nothing against it. Although you will hear a lot of stories where purist musicians are, for a very long time, they completely reject the idea of film music as far as teaching is concerned. They like put all that aside, just concentrate on this. So he was very fluid as a person. And I think I've imbibed a lot of that fluidity. And it has helped me to even delve into different pieces. Like I ended up doing fusion, and then I also came back to my own pure format. So just openness as a function. I learned from him. And of course, he made my basic mold. The first guru is a very important guru in your life because he creates kachi mitti se kuch banana unhone hi banaya. Okay. So that. Then my next guru, Ustad Dilshad Khan Sahab, who's also Begum Parveen ji's husband. He was quite the opposite actually. He was somebody who got me back to the basics and said that, okay, now let's just do this one rag and delve deep into it. Okay. So from him, what I learned is breadth of knowledge is one part, but ultimately knowledge is about exploring depths. So going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and so much deeper into one thing that you understand the infinite potential of it. And then once you understand the infinite potential of any subject, you will see that it all culminates to some philosophical, divine, supreme place. Okay, and you can call it anything. You can call it God, you can call it whatever you like. Okay. The idea, the dimension of God. So that piece was introduced by him. And it was a very rigorous path because it's very easy to say that, okay, go deep. How deep? For how long? Yeah. Right? And what will you find there? Okay. So it's like the depths of the ocean. You keep going and or the horizon. You keep going further and further and further and further, and there is no end to it. So, but that activity, the initiation of that process helps.
Yeah.
Because life is like that, and
Correct.
until you hit the end of it, and then you end, but life goes on.
Yeah.
So that opening up of that perspective and dimension, that lens, this happened. Then my third guru, Pandit Samiresh Chaudhary ji, also added to the same component.
Okay.
And through this process, through these three gurus, I had almost learned for about 15 years then. So just the finer aspects of just discipline, dedication, you know.
Yeah.
And like I've now started believing that, you know, discipline is a far more important characteristic to have than passion.
Okay.
Because passion is a mood driven virtue.
Correct.
Whereas discipline is a commitment.
Yeah.
Sans mood.
Yeah.
Mood है तो भी करना है, नहीं है तो भी करना. Passion है तो भी करना है, नहीं है तो भी करना. So discipline is that component.
Correct.
Come what may component. So that is a bigger virtue than passion. So these pieces started getting very solidified in my learning journey. And now my teacher is Arshad Ali Khan. He's a very young exponent from the Kirana Gharana and my age. So I have very different relationship with him, because all my past gurus were like 30, 40 years senior to me. So थोड़ा सा ऐसा हिचक होती थी कुछ भी पूछने के लिए. Right. It was mostly like, अच्छा जो बोल रहे हैं वो कर लो. Just do it without too many questions. So with him, with Arshad Bhai, I have a very amicable kind of a friendly relationship where there is this feeling of equality in this entire relationship, and I can ask him a lot more questions. We study things together, you know, so that vibe exists with him. And but of course, he's still, we are not on an equal plane in any regard. He's definitely way ahead as far as his knowledge and dedication and the amount of labor that he has given to it. I also believe that music does not come to you in one life, right? So when I listen to him, I know that I might be in my first life, he's in his fifth or sixth. So that difference I feel.
Yeah. So after, having so many, you yourself have gained so much knowledge through your gurus. So now as a teacher, what is it that you would try to, how would you assimilate all these learnings into your teachings? So you can pick the best.
That is a very challenging part. It's difficult because I understand the value of do's and I understand the value of the don'ts as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So I try to share my experience with my students. Okay. I try to tell them and share with them what I gained from the do's and what I gained a lot from the don'ts as well. Okay. Because today the education system is moving more towards the do's and shedding off the don't part because it creates a negative impact on the brain.
Correct.
But those pieces teach you finer virtues of life: patience, okay, acceptance, failure. They prepare you for the crisis periods of life. Yeah. Because we all know that life is not going to be all hunky-dory. Yeah, true. Very true. Yeah. So they teach, I tell them about that. There is no growth in comfort. So if I make my entire learning journey a very comfortable one, then I might not grow at all. Yeah. I think there's a saying, right? Comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Convenience, comfort, True. All approval. Then there is no questioning that is going to happen. And we need that energy. Correct. Of curiosity, of being able to give it your all, of going out of your way to do something. All of that.
So Ronkini, I think you also have, like I said, you have so many diverse things. You're doing so many diverse things in terms of in the musical journey itself. I think you're doing a lot of things, and one such thing is your musical album Mere Kheyaal Se, right? Which
Right.
features original bandishes. So,
Correct.
what was the inspiration now behind this one, and how did you like? What was there any message that you wanted to share or convey through it?
So, like we've also we just talked about it in our previous question also, Sneha, that one part of music is the skill part.
Yeah,
The other part of music is figuring out who you are, your own unique identity.
correct.
So, in my own journey, whatever I felt I am becoming as a person, or whatever I'm gathering, however I look at life, that should come out.
Yeah,
So that's what gave me the motivation and the direction to write my own bandishes. Also, a few of the previous time bandishes, the text of those I wasn't in too much agreement with.
okay.
Just for example, the Naika, the protagonist in the bandish, the lady, would always uh, deck up for her husband or her beloved.
Okay.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. We all dress up to make I don't know who happy, but I think it starts with self.
Yeah,
Like,
agreed.
why can't I just deck
Do
up for
for
myself,
myself. Yeah,
irrespective of who is looking at me or who I should be able to entice?
correct.
What if I don't have that motivation? What if the motivation is just general happiness that I feel nice when I dress up?
Correct. Correct.
So I wanted to bring about that dimension to Shringar,
Okay.
to romance. In general, also, love also starts like that. The
Correct.
idea of just loving another person should actually begin through loving oneself. So I can love myself and I'll be able to understand and empathize with another person. So I wanted to bring in that aspect in the text. So I wrote a few bandishes of my own.
Okay.
Then even other bandishes, there used to be bandishes that, मेरी सास ननद मुझे गारी देगी अगर मैं पिया से मिलने जाऊंगी, so on and so on. So the context today around women has changed, I feel.
Yeah,
We still have those pieces. I'm not saying they don't exist, but we have come a long way. Women
correct.
empowerment.
Agreed.
We
Agreed.
have come a long. And with the empowerment, we have a separate set of challenges now.
Correct.
So my Saat and Nanad are not my challenge anymore. Let's say.
Yeah,
Okay. So why not deal with my challenges? मैं मिल ही नहीं पा रही हूँ, वो पहले का चैलेंज था. अभी चैलेंज है इतना मिल रहे हैं कि हमारे में बन ही नहीं रही. Maybe that
correct.
one
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah,
I'm saying that, contextually things change, and then are we able to address those things
yeah.
through the text? So that was one motivation as well. So there were different pieces that kind of motivated me to say something, and that's how Mere Kheyaal Se, I made my own bandishes, and I made them in rags which are very dear to me, which I have been practicing over a period of time, and now I feel comfortable in them. So tried to merge and converge the idea part and the raga part and give something.
Yeah, and I think you have named it also very aptly, right? Mere Kheyaal Se.
मेरे ख्याल से ये है. And I've included the word khayal because khayal is the form, the format.
Yeah, okay. It means two things, right? One is what you want to say, like your
Yeah. So
perception
it
and
has actually originated from there. The format called khayal, the genesis of it is thought.
okay. Oh, okay.
How
Nice.
do you want to project Rag Yaman? What is your thought about Rag Yaman? आपका क्या ख्याल है? So like that.
Okay. New learnings with every podcast is what I love about. I mean, I have learned music when I was very young, but not the
Right.
knowledge part of it in terms of we were just singing few ragas and
Right.
but this knowledge that you gain through talking to people who have actually gone through it, I think it's
Correct.
yeah, it's really nice. And
Very true. I feel that it was a very similar journey for me when I did my MBA, because that course helped me understand that classroom teaching up to a certain point is, a kind of teaching.
correct,
After that, learning is about how you receive from
correct,
various places
yeah,
through discussions, through debates, through arguments, through
yeah,
focus group,
correct,
ideas, all those things. So, yeah, it's the same thing. Conversations definitely
correct,
benefit all of us.
yeah, very true. So I know that you're a person who believes in, as things come, I will be taking it forward and all that. But do you still have any thoughts on how or where you want to take your musical journey?
Just have the only two elements I want to kind of emphasize here are that it should be a growth journey. Growth should never cease to happen.
Okay.
And in terms of ragas, I can say, I have just 3-4 years back, I did another interview where I was talking that, he had also asked me the same question: what do you want to do? So, goal setting is an important piece, but I feel that once you keep doing that, you start realizing that no goal is an end point. Every goal gives rise to newer goals and challenges. So that's why I said that growth should be a part of that process. And other than that, I was at that point of time when I was asked, I had said that I would like to plunge into Bhairavi as a heart and a rag. So it's been 4 years now, and I have embarked on that journey. So I'll be singing Bhairavi this year.
Wow.
For sure.
Awesome.
So yeah, and let's see more ragas, basically just adding my bouquet, adding flowers to my bouquet.
And like even in your musical journey ahead, do you have any thoughts on who you want to collaborate with, like something that you want to be a part of it?
Never really thought like that. But anything that intrigues me, I'm open to.
Okay. So other than your music and your voice and your journey, I think there are lots to learn from you in terms of, how I think there are a lot of things that music teaches people, right? Like you said, discipline is one of them. And how do you take that freedom and don't misuse it and use it to align with what you want? I think those are the things that definitely are my takeaways today. And so we'll have a little bit of, this is what I call fun in terms of, we have some rapid fire questions where you don't get time to think. You have to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Comes to my mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. Shoot.
Ready?
Yes.
So, classical raga or fusion music? I think I know the answer, but...
Classical raga.
Vinyl records or streaming services?
That's a tough one. But I'll go for streaming services.
Okay.
Because I have been able to find out a lot of treasure through streaming.
Yeah. I think now that is one thing that we should all be grateful for, that, you can get a lot of things. I mean, see, it's basically what you choose is what matters. But then you get such good treasures which would have got missed over the years.
Which vinyl, what vinyl? Nothing we would have got.
Yeah.
So okay, it's a great concept that that piece has been preserved in its freshness. Correct. But first, I have found all Kishori ji's recordings on YouTube.
Yeah.
I better choose
That's what I'm
streaming.
saying. I think it gives you that much. It gives you so much information and so much treasures that have been lost.
So much treasure. Yes.
Yeah. Morning riyas or evening riyas?
Riyas. Period.
Oh, wow.
Morning or evening. Riyas has to be done. Okay. But between the two, morning gives you more benefit.
Okay. Live on stage or recording in the studio?
Live on stage.
Favorite musical instrument?
I mean, I don't play any except barring a little bit of the piano, but it's a tough one because I love a lot of instruments.
Okay.
I don't know, sarangi maybe.
Okay. So we'll move a little bit away from music now and just ask generic
Sure.
questions. Spicy
Okay.
Indian food or mild flavors?
My God, these are such tough choices, but I'll go for mild flavors.
Mild flavors. Okay.
Because today at the age of 39, it's so much about, I mean, it's a combination of tongue and health now.
Yeah.
So
Correct. Yeah.
maybe 20 years back, I would just go for spicy Indian food.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Do you drink coffee too, or?
I do drink coffee too, but actually none of them is an addiction. But I need a cup of tea in the morning to just freshen up. So yeah.
Your go-to activity for relaxation, other than singing?
That would be painting.
Painting? You do paint also?
I can share some of my work with you.
Please,
If you
please.
want to put it on this question.
Yeah, please share it. You definitely like our viewers to get more of you, whatever you've done also. So definitely please share it. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm keeping it very short. And
That's lovely. Thank you
before,
so much, Sneha.
yeah, before we wind up, do you have any message for our viewers? So we are Wonder Woman Wednesday, where we basically talk about women empowerment. So,
Right.
in your experience, is there any message that you would like to give to young women who want to take music as a career?
Yes. Come to it with a lot of passion, yes, but with a lot of balance. I think what we increasingly need today as any kind of professional is balance. Don't let your passion or any kind of such extreme emotion make you lose a sense of ground.
Okay.
So I feel that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
That's what I
No,
have
yeah.
experienced in so much time.
Yeah, I think grounding, like you said, is one of the basic things that you need in whatever field you take up. And I think in music also, it makes a lot of sense, right?
Lot of sense. When you have a correct ground, you can give yourself necessary thrust and just fly.
Yeah.
So ground is important.
Okay. Now, last, again, before we wrap up, is there any place where our viewers can reach out to you in terms of if they have any questions or?
Sure. There's my YouTube channel. I keep posting my videos and I'm very, very responsive to the comments and questions there.
Okay.
On my Insta page as well.
Okay.
I
So
keep
we'll
putting
leave
up
the links. We'll leave the links in the description for viewers to reach out
Sure.
to you.
Sure. And my Facebook handle. All three places I'm very, very accessible and approachable. I respond very easily to my listeners.
Wow. Okay. So I think we'll leave those links for viewers to reach out to you also. And
Sure.
thank you so much, Ronkini, for being a part of Wonder Woman Wednesday. Like I always say, these conversations are something which I cherish a lot because with every conversation, I get to learn a lot. And we talk to women from different fields, and
Yes.
there are so many learnings in each of them. Though finally, I
Absolutely.
think the basics would be similar, but still
Very similar.
yeah. But each journey gives you so much to learn from. And like you said,
Perspective.
this is our way of growing in terms of, learning things from people who have had so much of experience. And
Right.
yeah, this is just one way of doing things for us. So thank you so much for being a part of it.
Thank you. Thank you, Sneha. My honor.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And before we end, we'll just like to listen to your rendition of Tumhari Sulu's song, Rafu.
Absolutely. We'll do that.
Yeah. Thank you.
कैसे कैसे धागों से बुनी है ये दुनिया, कभी धूप कभी बादलों की लड़ियां, कुछ तूने सी है मैंने की है रफू ये डोरियां, तूने सी है मैंने की है रफू ये डोरियां, तेरी बनी राहें मेरे थे दीवारें, तेरी बनी राहें मेरी थी दीवारें, उन दीवारों पे ही मैंने लिख ली बहारें, फिर शाम हुई तू जो आया सो गई थी कलियां, शाम हुई तू जो आया सो गई थी कलियां, कुछ तूने सी है मैंने की है रफू ये डोरियां, तूने सी है मैंने की है रफू ये डोरियां, हाँ, कैसे कैसे धागों से बुनी है ये दुनिया, कभी धूप कभी बादलों की लड़ियां, कुछ तूने सी है मैंने की है रफू ये डोरियां, कुछ तूने सी है मैंने की है रफू ये डोरियां।